Hi, how you doing? Welcome back to another studio vlog. I've been away for a bit. I know you might have not necessarily noticed, but yeah, I've been taking some time off, but we're slowly coming back in office. I was in here yesterday, got quite a bit of stuff done, so I'm just getting comfortable because we're gonna have a good chat. And yeah, I thought I would come in here, have a little chat with you of what are our plans for the next chapter here at Kelly's Creations. So, I basically have planned the next quarter, which I'm calling quarter, but it is not. Technically, the next quarter would be only starting in October, because quarter would be 3 months, because it's a quarter of a year, but we're doing it including September. It's just easier for me to plan the next 4 months and the things that we're going to be doing, and then we will plan again in January, but I'm a little lost with what I'm saying. Basically, I have planned the next 4 months. And I have planned what we're going to be doing. I have planned all the steps and everything. And yeah, I'm going to tell you all about it and then tell you how I've planned it. So I have used Notion. Again, I love Notion. I have done a video previously on setting up my Notion, which I will leave linked down below if you want to go and watch that. It includes a template of my basic Notion with basic weekly and calendar input, and I've adapted that a lot over the last couple of months of using it, and it has helped me immensely in using it, especially with the ADHD, and I can just drag things around and cross things off, and it's helped a lot. So I wanted to use this platform to plan the next chapter, as we're calling it, and then kind of integrating that with my weekly planner on Notion, but I will speak about that a bit more later in the video. For now, we're going to just talk about what we're going to be doing next. There's a lot that's going to be happening, like a lot. I think I've gone a bit mad, but it's all part of the process. It's like there's a lot going on, but there's nothing going on. It's a bit silly. So there's I've written everything down. Not everything I'm going to say, so this is going to be a bit of a babbly one. But I've written kind of everything down, lots of scribbles, lots of stuff just written multiple times in different manners. But basically, we have a couple of big projects that we will be kind of doing over the course of the next 4 months. Including, well, this is not a project, but this will be happening as well. I will be moving, so we will not be in this office much longer. I will be moving, but before moving, I want to sell quite a lot of old stock that I've got. I was thinking that, well, if I'm going to be moving, it's annoying having to move products because you've got to be really, really careful moving products, and I have to wrap them all very, very tightly. And I've got a lot of products that aren't on the shop anymore that I still have, but it's either not part of necessarily my brand now. I have adapted a lot and changed a lot since I first opened my shop. I've also got some products that were part of bundles that didn't necessarily work. So I plan on doing, one of the projects is a big stock off sale with ridiculous discounts. I'm thinking like really ridiculous discounts just to see if the stuff sells. And just so I can have some more space on my shelves when I move, because I am downsizing. I'm not downgrading, I'm downsizing my office. I'm basically going to be in a tiny cubicle, but we're going to make it cute, we're going to make it cozy, and we're going to make it functional as well. So that will also be a load of vlogs as well with the whole move and everything. But that is kind of part one. So we've got a stock off sale actually coming very soon. I'm thinking if I will put like right down here, if when I'm editing this I have changed the date. If not, I'll put the date I'm currently saying. But I'm planning on launching the stock off sale for the 27th of September. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 27th is a Friday. I think. But I am planning to do a kind of wait list, or kind of my newsletter subscribers get the link first. So I'm thinking, if you sign up to my newsletter, I will leave a link down below. Anyone that signed up the newsletter will get the link or the password to the website the day before. Because basically all of the products are very, very limited. Like, it is only what I have in stock. I will not be making any more of these again. Give an example. I have one vibing notebook, one celestial notebook. I have one tote bag. I have 4 shopping lists that have never been released. I have some surprise bag. They're very, very limited, the things I have. So my newsletter subscribers will be getting the link and the password the day before. So if you want to sign up to the newsletter, you will get like a little welcome discount if you fancy using that as well. I did spend some time over the kind of month I was away working on my newsletter, and I've changed company now. I'm really happy with how it's working, but I will talk about that in another video once I've completely figured it out, because I'm still learning. So once I've figured that out, maybe we'll have a sit down and a chat about newsletters. Okay, digressing. Let's get back to what I was saying. So if you sign up to my newsletter, you'll get the link for the stock off sale a day before. All of the products are in impeccable condition. They're just, I have learned a lot more. I've learned how to do things slightly better, slightly easier. I am still proud of those products, but it is one-offs. So they'll be at extreme discounts. And yeah, we'll see what happens on hopefully September 27th. So, talked about the stock off sale. Next project happening in the next 4 months is my Patreon launch. So I've kind of slightly spoken about this for a while now. It kind of has always been my goal since the beginning of the year, is that this year I wanted to open a Patreon. And I think now more than ever, I think I've cracked what I want to do. I've changed my mind so much over the last 2 years on what I wish my Patreon to be. But I think I've cracked it, and I think I've cracked what I want to do, how I want to do it, and hopefully November 1st, my Patreon will launch. So we'll be talking a lot more about Patreon, about what I will be doing, about designing the stuff for Patreon, when we get a little bit closer to it. But yes, hopefully November 1st, Kelly's Creations Patreon will be launching. There's going to be a lot of fun things. And I am actually really, really excited for this new chapter, and having our little space on the internet, and be able to record podcasts and talk a bit more about like the behind the scenes and things of life that have been happening that I don't really speak about on here or necessarily on Instagram, but it's things I really wish I could share with you. And yeah, so that's something really big that we're doing this next part. There's a lot to prep for. And we also may have some DIYs that we may need to kind of make for something that might be happening with the Patreon. Then the next project we have, so there's a total of 4 projects we're kind of going to be working on. We've got the stock off sale, we've got the Patreon launch, and then we've got Spaced Out Part 2. So when we launched our Spaced Out collection earlier this year, a couple of months ago, and when we did the crowdfunded project, I always knew it was going to be a full collection. When I thought about it in my head, I saw a notebook, Spaced Out Kev on it, and it's going to happen, but it didn't happen when I wanted it to, so I split the kind of collection in half. So kind of what's on the shop right now is part 1, and there is a whole collection, a whole page with all of the Spaced Out products, which again, I will leave links below. So if you want to go check out the products that we currently have in the Spaced Out collection. But we've got the rest of the collection to make, well, to design, to make, and to sell. So that will be happening. So hopefully there will be an A5 notebook, which is going to be one of the new staple notebooks for Kelly's Creations, because we're going to be changing up our notebooks as of 2025. Then we will have also the first small notebook, A6 notebook, then a notepad, as well as some Spaced Out bundles for the people that didn't get a chance to get them at like Kickstarter prices, but I still want to do like maybe a couple of bundles, limited amount at limited prices. But we will see that more when we get closer to the time for that, because that will be launching. I don't know if I should be really talking about this, but I'm going to. There's probably going to be an eHearts market, as I am a part of the eHearts, and I have been a part of the eHearts for 2.5 years, nearly 3 years. No, yeah, nearly 3 years now. Nearly 3 years. So we'll be aiming around that time of whenever that is. I have no idea on dates yet. Things haven't been announced, and I won't be announcing them on here, that's for sure, until I'm allowed to. But generally, in the month of November, there's some kind of online market that I take part in, that we have some things to plan for. For example, a certain quite famous now bingo game that we will be slightly revamping this next festive season. So those are the 4 kind of projects, because that last one was also a bit of a project, but I don't want to speak too much about it because I know I shouldn't, because it's not necessarily ready to talk about, and I don't even know if it's going to happen. I'm just presuming, but if not, we will still be launching the things anyway. So that's what's going to be happening in the next 4 months, and I have organised this in my brain and on Notion, and I have actually built a template. So let's talk Notion. I'm going to bring you over that way. I thought I'd bring you over here so I actually have my Notion in front of me. I know what I'm talking about. So this is my weekly Notion. I have a full video about this. It'll probably be in the cards at some point in this video. But I have planned the next quarter here. This is my little planning Notion page. And I have made a template for this. So I have made a template for this, which, let me have a look here. So this is the template, it's blank, you can adapt it. I do have the 4 months here, but you can change those to be 3 if you prefer. I just like that it's all kind of 4, because I've got 4 projects going on. And it has a part down here to have your calendars and things that you can bring from your weekly Notion. So this template, which I will kind of talk you through and show you kind of what you can do here in a moment. I will also show you me building this, because I did film that, and filling it out, and I will talk you through my one and how I've used it. But the link for the template will be down below, completely free. Don't need to sign up on anything, nothing. You click the link and you copy templates, and you can use it. Change the colours, change the emojis, change whatever you want. But if you fancy this template, I will leave it down below. So while I sort this out, I'm going to show you a little time lapse of me building this template, so you can kind of see how I kind of created this and see the process. It will be kind of a little bit fast paced and everything, but I'm going to talk you through it all next. Okay, so this is what the template looks like. I have kept it plain so you can completely change it and adapt it to whatever you feel. So we've got just a plain color up on the top. You can change this to whatever you fancy. I've got a random emoji. This is just fingers crossed that the next quarter kind of goes well. And you can put here which quarter it is. You can put the date, whatever you feel like your title should be. So I've divided this up in sections. We've got the quarter projects, the goals, a timeline, a breakdown, and then a calendar. So if we start from the beginning, quarter projects, this is where you can put your main projects, your main things, the big ones that are going to kind of be happening in your next quarter. Then here in the goals can either be, for me, I've just kind of also readapted the projects and the things I just really want to get done, things I want to make sure that they get done. Those are my goals, my priorities, in another word. But if there are other goals that you have, like for example, making sure you're in the office X amount of hours or taking a certain amount of breaks, that's a goal for you. You can write that here. Any goals that you have for this next section of life, you can put that here. So you've got them always there. I struggle with object permanence thanks to, we know our buddy ADHD, right? So sometimes like my goals, it's been really helpful to have my like little stars that I have on my corkboard here, because I've forgotten that those were goals, and like there was a goal of a Kickstarter and that has been done. So having those there, seeing the ones that you've accomplished, it does give you like that extra boost of motivation. Okay, next part is the timeline. So this is where you kind of break down the timeline for your next quarter. For here, I did do 4 months. If you want, you can just go delete and delete, and there you go, you've got your 3 months. If you fancy, if you want 4 months, and it's not necessarily a quarter, but you're calling it quarter because 4 months, because brains working weirdly. So how I did this, now you can kind of do this how you fancy, is I've done as if each to do is roughly a week of that month. So we're going on the average that every month has 4 weeks, roughly. Like, I know there are some months that is technically 5 weeks, but we're going to put that as if it's the next month, things like that. Just kind of roughly. I think I have got this all written down because I did divide everything up by week in my notebook first. So October is the month that has 5 October is the month that has 5 weeks. So you could add another to do down here, which, by the way, if you just want to know, it's /to do. There you go. And I'll normally put a little dash, and there you go. So we've got 4 /to do, little dash. There we go. We've got 5 weeks there. So I've kind of divided it up, like the main thing to accomplish that week as a part of the projects from up here. So next we have the breakdown. This is where I put each project that I chose from up here in the quarter projects. Each gave them a column where I basically break down the tasks that need to be done for that project to be completed. I will show you how I've done this in a second, but this is where you can kind of do that. You can kind of put dates as well, and things like that to then be able to pass on to your calendar. So this calendar does connect to my base calendar that I have on my weekly agendas and on my World of Purple Notion page. So it will all connect then to my weekly, and I have a calendar view here in a table for me to be able to see the kind of projects that we're working on and where they fit in the calendar. I do divide this up by status and tags so I don't mix things up from personal and things like that, because this is just business here. So I'm going to show you how I have adapted this for me. Okay, so technically this is the 4th quarter of the year. Technically it would only start in October, but we're ignoring that. My vibe for this next quarter is very kawaii coffee inspired. This kind of will bring into something else that we'll be doing later on in the month. It's actually the theme for November for Patreon. It is Kev's Cafe. We will get into that in another video, but that's kind of where I'm going with this vibe. So the projects that we've got going on here, you're also getting a little sneak peek of what December's theme is here. You're getting all the sneak peeks of seeing how the behind the scenes of how my brain works. And you'll be getting a bit of other things as well to do with Patreon, so maybe pause and read if you fancy. Okay, so on the quarter projects, I've got stock off sale, Patreon launch, Spaced Out Part 2, the possible event in November, and my Patreon themes for November and December. The goals that we have for this month is to do the stock off sale and hopefully sell as much of the stock that we've got there, excuse the giant bottle of squash, as possible to make the move easier. Relaunch newsletter. I've actually done that. I did that yesterday. I sent out my first newsletter using the new platform, which again, that'll be another video. I'm just saying there's so many other things that we have to talk about that I will be doing kind of in their own separate videos. The other goal is Patreon. I am really excited for this new chapter, really excited for all the projects that we're going to be doing together, and the adventures we're going to be going on together over on Patreon. Then we've got possibly this. We will see. Let's not talk about it right now. We've got Spaced Out Part 2. I really want to get these products out. I feel like we've been working on the Spaced Out project all year, and we basically have. And I just really want these products to become a reality finally. They have been in my head for so long, and I cannot wait to see the Spaced Out notebook. I think it's going to be so gorgeous. Then we have Move Studio. That we're still kind of figuring out when that will be, but it will be happening in the next 2 months. Okay, so then we go to our timeline. So our timeline, we've got September here, which kind of already going off really well with this newsletter. We have kind of sorted. I do want to also do the newsletter for the stock off sale situation that I spoke to you about earlier. We've got so I've basically divided this up of the big task for each week during September. Same for October, November and December. This is a little sneak peek to something that will be coming to Patreon. I will speak about that. Oh, I can't stop saying that I'll be speaking about that in another video, but the point of this video is to talk about the next quarter and show you how I planned it, not talk about Patreon. So then we have the breakdown. As you can see, this has a lot more things to tick off than on the template. There's just so much to do. The bells are going. Okay, we're just going to ignore the bells. So this is everything I have planned for the stock off sale, and I have joined it with the revamp of my newsletter. I've kind of condensed those together because I thought they would work really well together. So I have actually researched the newsletter, and I have actually designed and made the newsletter. I need to count stock. I need to take product photos because I don't have photos of the products that will be going on the website at ridiculously discounted prices. We need product listings to be done. We have prices and the discounts to decide. We have to do the website update. We have to do marketing and social media. Waitlist, we're still deciding if we're going to do. I think it's just going to be just for all of my newsletter subscribers. Year of stickers update. This one is a little confusing. So at the beginning of the year, I launched a free sticker pack. That was the year of stickers. And I launched it over on Gumroad, but I'm not necessarily happy using Gumroad. It's a lot more complicated for me to get the email addresses because the whole point is for me to grow the newsletter. That was the point of making the year of stickers, and now I've changed platform and things like that. I want to change how people download it instead of through Gumroad. And it's just being a little bit more complicated figuring out how to do it through my own website. So there's a lot more logistics to be done here. So I may leave, that's why there's a line through this. I may be leaving this on pause till the new year when I actually make 2025's year of stickers. Because I actually want that to be a thing every year. That every year I have a set of stickers that will be free, that will be downloadable for signing up, and you'll be getting stickers that you can use throughout the year. So that might be on pause till the new year. Then we've got all of these tasks for Patreon, which I'm just going to jump over to the next section because we'll talk about Patreon in another video. Spaced out, these are all the things we need to do, and those are all I can't speak about half the stuff that's here. Let's just jump to the calendar. So I've got main kind of things happening here. As you can see, these don't have dates, but I've got stock off sale for the 27th, which is a Friday, I was correct earlier, and Patreon launch will be launching on November 1st. You are hearing about it here first, I'm gonna say. But I will be kind of talking more about this and announcing it more later on in the year. We also do have a little bit of a plan for January as well that I will just mention here as well, that we're going to be doing the notebook Bonanza. Something I have made up is when we're going to be launching the whole new collection of Kelly's Creations notebooks, including A6, A5, and notebook keychains. They're going to be back. So those little keychains that I made for all the eHearts members for the event that I took part in March. Everyone loved those little notebooks, and they will be coming to the shop finally. Everyone's been asking about those since I posted that video, and it just hasn't been able to happen. So that will be coming in January. So yes, that is everything. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a really chatty one. but I really thought it'd be nice to kind of sit down and talk through what's going to be happening and all the stuff that's going on, really. Just give you like a cozy update, let's put it that way. And with that, you also get a little free Notion template if you fancy to use, if you are a small business, if you just like planning your life and things you want to accomplish in the next couple of months. I think this template can work for you. Very happy with this. Very happy with how it all kind of works together. So if you want to make this work for you as well, I will leave the template down below. You can easily just download it. I think what you do is you copy it to your own Notion, and then you can kind of edit and adapt and change the fonts, change whatever you fancy to make it your own. So I hope you enjoyed this different style of video. I hope you enjoy seeing through the behind the scenes of my Notion and me planning everything. I didn't actually show me planning because that was very chaotic, and I literally had to ask my fiance, just please sit down with me for an hour and just help me figure my brain out, please, because there's a lot of things I need to do. So he did sit down with me, and he did help me plan the next 4 months. He's really good at that. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you guys next week for a studio vlog, because the weekly studio vlogs are back, people. The weekly studio vlogs are back. I will be talking about newsletters next week and talking about the stock off sale, and we will be getting that all prepped to be launched at the end of the month. I will see you guys next week. It's weird being back. It's been weird filming this. How do I end these things? I don't know. Bye.